Hello, my name is Ben O'Hanlon. I'm here with my team from the community. We've been supporting the IOG and the Cardano ecosystem since October. We've been building out the infrastructure and the talent to better support Cardano as it grows after smart contracts. I'm going to introduce you to my team. With me, I've got Lena Ono, I've got Matthew Capps, Hassan Khalil, and Neve. We're going to talk about what the community's been doing, what each person in the team is working on, and some of the great results and initiatives that we've been delivering. So with that being said, let's do a short round of introductions. Lena, do you want to give an introduction to yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, I'm Lena. It's been an amazing few months working with the team, working with this wonderful team, and I have joined recently as community coordinator. Prior to joining, I am a stake pool operator. I run Music Stake Pool, and I also have an NFT project on Cardano. So I've actually been involved in the space for a while, and I'm involved in a lot of different areas. And I get to actually work with you guys and just bring more to the community, which has been amazing.
Great. And Neve, do you want to give us an introduction to yourself?
Sure. Hi Ben, thank you. I'm Neve Ahern. I'm the lead tech writer here at IOG. I work on the tech doc side of the house. I also intersect with the education team and obviously the community team here. So we're very much, we all work together to listen out actively to the community and what they need and produce all those supporting materials and different resources that help everyone get on board.
Thank you. And Hassan, we've been shoulder to shoulder. Do you want to tell us a little about yourself too?
Hi, I'm Hassan. I've been here like Lena only a couple of months. It's been really interesting so far, bringing lots to the team, lots to the community. I'm a data insights analyst, and all I can say is there's a hell of a lot more in store, what's coming up, and it's been a really interesting few months with lots of growth and plenty more to come.
And last but not least, Matthew Capps in the trenches in Discord and other places too. An introduction?
Yeah, hi guys. I'm Matthew. I've been community moderator and community manager for during the past 5 to 6 months. Started out doing some projects on contract, moved into being sort of a community team generalist, took over work on the Discord and a few other things.
I started off in Cardano Foundation. I worked there for 15 months. I've moved over to IOG and been building the community, and it's been a real privilege to work with all of you. I've learned so much. Since we started doing this, we've gone from 0 to 14,000 developers in our email list that have expressed an interest. We've had over 3,000 students take part in the Prodigious Pioneers, and we have a Tyler Prism coming. We have a Discord that's thriving with 5,500 members. I mean, it's really an exciting place to be. So what we're going to talk about is how, to begin with, we're building everything, it's very rapid, but we've evolved our kind of concept of the community and what it is and what its purpose is. And we have 3 key areas, which are build, create, and educate. And the team that's with me now has been instrumental in developing this strategy, which, although simple, has been sometimes, hard to get there. I'm going to kick off with Matthew and think about this build segment. So, Matthew, can you tell me a little bit about who would we be serving, who's building, and what kind of initiatives have you been working on that serve that segment?
There are several major areas here. I think we can sort of divide this into SPOs, NFTs, DApp projects, and then tooling and infrastructure. I'll just sort of give a quick overview of each of these.
Sounds good.
So the name of the game for SPOs is independent value. And this is sort of what we at IOG are basing our delegation strategy on. Looking at the SPOs that add the most independent value to the ecosystem and helping those pools bootstrap block production and become recognized in the community. Because this is a strong suit of many amazing SPOs. Think about Dragon Pool, Monad Pool, Stake Nuts, so many others who have added concrete value to Cardano, to the ecosystem, in addition to running a pool. And we want to support those SPOs by delegating to them, by bootstrapping them into block production.
That's true, because we talked about, Matthew, the stake pool operators secured the network, and the network is the product. And Cardano's network is, as far as I'm aware, the most decentralized. I'm sure I'll get lots of Twitter DMs now giving me alternative facts. But, I mean, how many stake pool operators are we serving at the moment, roughly?
So we have well over 2,000. So it's really inspiring to see all of the people who are doing this, either who are doing it sort of, as their main business, as a hobby, just for the love of the Cardano network and the community. It's really great to see.
I know, Lena, because of your great work with the digest and the calls, you've got about 1,500 SPOs in that list. We just need that other 25%, right? 75% mate's good, right? But we want that other 25%.
Yeah, exactly. If you're listening now and you haven't signed up, then you know what to do. I'm signed up.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, SPO is very important. Also, another community practice that we have that would be builders are developers, right? Can you tell me a bit about what's been going on in terms of the developer community, Matthew?
Yeah. So I'll start out with sort of the dApp projects and where this process is at, and move into tooling and infrastructure. So with dApp projects, I think the Bluetooth pioneers are forming their own teams and finding jobs through our Discord channel, and through things like our developer open mic showcases. In Discord, in our developer communities, we've had people like SundaySwap, MinSwap, Iagon, Occamfi in our Discord, and Bluetooth pioneers, and in our Alonzo testnets. And not just them, we've had up to about 300 dApp projects, dApp teams contact us and let us know that they're building on Cardano. And we have over 200 projects that we have identified in the testnets at various stages.
That's right. And I mean, we're working now, looking ahead on improving the relationship with those projects, better serving them. I noticed you've been doing that really well in Discord, and feeding that back into our team too. So what's it been like working over the past 6 months, Matthew? Has it been 6 months? How's it been? What's it like working at IHK?
Yeah. I say it's been 6 months. It's probably been about like 5 and a bit, but I say 6. It's been great. It's been a whirlwind, and amazing to see how quickly the community team has grown, and because I came on just before Lena and Hassan, and before this, it was Ben and Tim and Neve, and a few others, mostly Ben holding down just like the community side. And so it's been amazing to see how this has grown, what the vision is, how we've developed this idea of build, create, educate, and really seeing the community step up and fill in each of those areas. Because that's the thing, we're not really, as Ben says many times, we're facilitating here. We're opening up an opportunity for the community to really do what they want to do anyway. And that's what's really fascinating to see.
Yeah, I think the key part there is that we are building around people's needs. It's not about serving sort of a passive audience, right? There's so much going on in the ecosystem, and people are building, creating content. I don't think we could keep up with them all. We need to just understand how we can best support them and get behind them, I think that leads me really well into into talking to Lena, who's been doing that. Lena, you've got more experience than me in a lot of ways, both technically and in the ecosystem, something I really respect. What area of the community are you focused on at the moment?
So we've just had build, and I'm basically focusing on the create sort of category with our build, create, and educate trio. And something that really sticks out to me is the fact that there are so many people in the ecosystem and in our community that are creating so much content, and I see it pop up all the time, and it's something that actually pulled me in in the first place. So prior to getting the job at Input Output, it wasn't that I was on Input Output's Twitter or Cardano's Twitter in the first place. It was that I was seeing these community messages and community posts that were flooding my Twitter and flooding my Reddit. And that's kind of what drew me in. And then when I joined IO, it just seemed obvious that we need to be able to give these people a spotlight to highlight this and highlight everything that's going on in the community. And so what we're doing at the moment is we're trying to give that platform to the community members that are producing this brilliant stuff and giving them the recognition that they deserve. Obviously, we have the platform. You know, our Twitter, for example, has over 100,000 followers. There are some people producing content that don't have that big following, and it gets lost in the Twitter abyss. And what I want to be doing is plucking that out, archiving it, storing it, getting it seen by everyone, getting it heard by everyone, and reaching people that haven't heard of us yet. So we're building out this creative community, and at the moment we're kind of in pilot phase of that. So what we've done is reached out to a number of people. We've found out what their skills are, and I've plucked, cherry picked a few from that range, and they've started working with me to sort of shape what that's going to be. It's as we said, it's kind of an experiment phase in that sense. But
is it for everyone?
It's not for everyone. So and I'll touch back on that in the sense that when I say I was cherry picking, like I'm cherry picking and then I'm cherry picking again. Like we want people that are dedicated to this. We want people that are committed. We want people that want to be involved. Like if you are someone that wants to devote time, energy, effort, and has the passion, then it's for you. If you don't have those things, it's not for you. And
but there's still an opportunity. Is that right? Am I understanding?
Yeah, absolutely. So like while we're in pilot at the moment, and we have these sort of 10 people that are helping us build it out, we're still open and would love to hear from you if it does sound like something that you'd be interested in. And that is something that we're going to continue to build out, and ultimately it will become a space that will grow. And we want these people to eventually help us with this other small project that you're going to hear about more, which is Essential Cardano. I say small, it's actually huge.
Tell me, I saw something I really loved that you did with Neve and Lars was that NFT for the Plutus Pioneers. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So as I said earlier, I'm quite involved in the NFT space, and I just find it amazing, especially given how far it's come since sort of we started, but I'll touch on that again later. But something we thought would be really, really nice to do for all these people that have completed the Plutus Pioneer program would be to commemorate that and give the Plutus Pioneers something to recognise what they've done, but also like kind of prove that they've done it, you know. And I worked with a developer whose name is Luke, and he works on cnft.io, and he helped me to create a small API and robot that could pull everyone's Discord pictures out from the Plutus program and put it into a huge class photo NFT, and we worked with Never Engine on that, and we were able to send that out as the first IO NFT, and everyone that took part in that first cohort got that special.
How many people got it?
Over 1,000.
Oh, that's cool. And one of the reasons I think that's an important point is, I don't lead you in here, but why would someone want to get involved in an early stages creative community such as the one that you're building?
Well, there will be more things like this. So there's going to be, as well as the fact that you're going to be connecting with other like-minded people, you're also going to get this one-to-one connection with our team, which is something that benefits you, but also benefits us, because we're then able to hear from you, and it's just like that active channel of communication. We're also hoping to have some NFTs for some of the people that do volunteer and help us out in that sense. And yeah, I mean, I'll be there.
And I don't want to make you laugh, but on a meta level, Lena.
Oh, not again.
it's all meta. It's all meta. This is a community of communities. So one of the things about getting involved with Lena now in this creative community building, there are opportunities like the NFTs, but more importantly, you're going to be seen. Projects that are building in Cardano's ecosystem are going to be looking for talent, people that are knowledgeable, people that have got demonstrated ability. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to people getting the recognition and the opportunities and helping people matchmake, So there's a third piece that we've got: build, create, and educate, which could be, people that are creating content or learning. Neve, you've really had some excellent guidance and leadership, and we've been working on some projects together. Do you want to tell about some of your favourite ones?
Sure, Ben. Yeah, we've been very busy in the educate space. I suppose the big one this year, well, we've had quite a few active programs, but the big one is obviously, as Lena touched on and yourself, is the Pollutus Pioneer program, which we launched earlier this year. And I think we were all surprised by the engagement that we got on that. We had well over 1,200 participants, and most of whom stayed with us all the way through the course. And Lars did some great work on some really interactive sessions, some really well recorded lectures. And then we had everyone kind of in the trenches on Discord, checking, bringing them along, making sure they had answers swiftly to questions. And I think what we really saw there really was that people helping each other, which I think is what we're really trying to promote, isn't it, Ben? It's community bringing everyone on and kind of helping each other. And I think that was very evident in the Discord channels for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right, because we did bring in a community that was focused on education. We got the kind of the culture and the energy around that right. I think we've had over 3,000 pioneers in Discord now. We're at 5,500, but over half then are people that are there to learn about the tech and want to take a kind of proactive, approach around it. And I should shout out that those 5,500 have all been active within the last 30 days, because we're actively pruning them, So this isn't a space where people are like getting sleepy, right? Like you're either in and you're out.
Not at all. Yeah, they're in there. And as you said, like for cohort 2, we had close to 2,000. So, it's growing. That was cohort 1 surprised us. And then cohort 2, we just saw it was even more interest and more engagement, which was brilliant. And I think there's been a lot of activity there, even for myself on the documentation side. I've noticed there's an awful lot of content being produced, and I think that's something I'd like to work on going into the next weeks and months, is to promote more of the community content. We do have a section on Cardano docs for community contributions, so if anyone has anything, please do get in touch, get in there, raise a PR. We'd love to showcase some of that content as well. I do have some pieces up there from the pioneers, but I think there's definitely more that could get a bit more visibility and publications there.
This is, I know we talked about purpose and permission before, Neve, and I loved the Essential Cardano project that you've developed. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you why I love it especially is because open source is almost like this, before I got into blockchain, this magical term. It sounds so cool. It's like rock music or something, right? So with Essential Cardano and the kind of enabling the community, like somebody that can't code could get onto an IHK GitHub repo. Is that true?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that was like we talked about Essential back at the beginning of the year, Ben, I think myself and Tim, and it just grew legs and it became this thing that we decided, right, let's bring everything together. Let's say we have somebody new coming into the ecosystem, somebody that isn't familiar with the terrain. Where do they go? So it was really a case of making this, this canon essentially, this one list to rule them all, where somebody could go, and then it just grew, didn't it? And it became, okay, let's put the partners in, let's put in all our resources, all our catalyst startups, and then we saw, as people building tools, they need to go in there, and it just became a really, really big and really, really good resource. And I think, ultimately it's going to be a self-serving community resource. I think that's our aim, isn't it, Ben? So that it, the community will take it on and build it out and expand it even more.
Yeah, we're here to support people, and the way that our team tries to work is that we're focused on helping people observe and orientate so that they can take decisions and actions, which everyone in my team, I'm sure, will roll their eyes when I say like that's an OODA loop, right? So, we're here to help you observe and orientate into the community. We're not here to, force anybody to take any decisions or actions, because really I think the best things happen when people are doing it of their own motivation. They're building it out of their own interests,
Absolutely. And I was just going to say, it's very easy to get involved, Ben. As we said, you don't have to be, a very, very technical developer to get in there. It's a GitHub repo. It was loosely inspired by the awesome lists, but I just wanted to put our own stamp on it by calling it Essential. But you get in there, you raise a PR. I'm actively in there every day almost, just checking and I've merged, I think, a couple of hundred contributions easily over the last couple of weeks, and it's growing. And I think with Alonso now, we're going to see it's going to be a hive of activity, I hope, with more and more contributions going in there. Just one thing, Ben, before we finish, maybe we didn't get to mention about the future plans for Essential. Just touch on that for a second. Yeah. So I think for Essential Cardano, the plans are to kind of take it to the next level and to give it a web presence. So we're actively working on that with our web teams. We should have something to share very soon. We're working on prototypes and designs just to make it even more interactive, much easier for people, even easier for people to get involved and to share. And just to bring the profile up another notch, I suppose. And just to get back to Matthew's point, I think it was very key and ties into our documentation. Just reiterating what I said at the start was definitely just let us know if you have resources, if you have tutorials, if you have some notes. They all supplement what we do officially on the Cardano Docs team. And, I want to really build out that section. So we'll be very active, obviously, from Alonso forward. There'll be a lot more materials that we'll be producing ourselves, but there'll also be a lot going on in the community, so we'd love to host them and give them some publicity.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Neve, as well, the list that is already up at the moment just on the GitHub is thriving, and it touches back onto what Matt said about NFTs and the projects and the building on the building on the building. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing where that goes, and we'll have a date soon. So thanks.
Excellent. And everybody here is easy to reach as well. We're not hiding in the shadows. People can reach out and ask a question if they need to. So I'm going to jump into another project that I think is been really interesting, which Hassan's been helping us with. Hassan, do you want to tell us about the Cardano Stack Exchange and some of the work that you've been doing?
We're really trying to get our community much more involved in the Cardano Stack Exchange. We're really trying to make it something permanent, and we need your help to make that happen. Without your help, it's not going to happen, and we really need your help to make it happen. Some stats.
So we want questions?
Yeah, so at the minute, we're roughly around 6 questions per day, and we need a minimum of at least 4, but the more the better per day to make that permanent. Our number of users has really grown over the last few weeks. We started off with about 600. Now we're over 3,000-ish, 3,100 we're touching on now. And we're having over 750 views a day on the site.
Well, what I really loved, I saw you doing, I was joking with Hassan because he does the big juicy Thursday challenge with team, but I've watched Hassan take the questions and answers that the community's been asking and go out and encourage our team and the developers that were within IOG to respond to them, so that's been really fun. What else have you been helping us with, Hassan?
So there are 3 main things I want to touch upon. We're helping newcomers to the community avoid fake news and FUD. Secondly is the Net Promoter Score, NPS. And the third thing is the SPO survey. Now, going back to that, we're trying to avoid fake news and FUD by building out our analytics and metrics reporting, so we can.
What's some example of a FUD? What's FUD mean, Hassan?
So FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So unfortunately, we have seen a bit of that with the most recent launch that happened at the weekend. And we're trying to combat that, and hopefully with the help of the good people out there will understand that it is just FUD.
I also wanted to just mention a little narrative. Brilliant. I know this is me being narcissistic, but I had this narrative idea on FUD, which is, it's not just a narrative, it's the truth is that we're not afraid of, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, because we've already been sort of, like a ritualized process of fear, uncertainty, and doubt with the peer review process. Like, that's what peer review is a bunch of academics sitting around fudding your ideas, right? And then you have to defend them using, the best standards and the tradition and the discipline that you're in. And I think that our teams essentially aren't afraid of that. We're not afraid of being wrong, partly because we've already been through, the most severe flood storm you could imagine. And so this is why we don't need maxis, because we're not afraid of that process. That's a part of sort of our core DNA of how we do, research and development. So anyway.
If any Maxis are listening, there's always a vote of redemption. There's no room for maximalism in the metaverse, right? So they're all welcome, Hassan, right? So we just want to help them come in and remove some of that stuff. Some of the three things that we were seeing was the ghost chains things. Smart contracts are now here, with so all of the developers now, we're just getting aware of the developers, and 3,000 students actively learning, so that kind of let's say alternative information, misinformation. It's important to help people know what the real facts are. So just to confirm, like Neve saying, Essential Cardano is a good way to do that, a source of truth, and Hassan's helping us identify anything that could be an issue too. Sorry to interrupt you there, Hassan. I got carried away.
No problem. So that's that point. The second point is the NPS score, Net Promoter Score. Now, this is a standardized metric we're using across our different community segments, for whether it's SPOs, the dev community, Alonso, the pioneers, and it basically gives us a score from 0 to 10, obviously 10 being the best, and it makes sure that we can address issues or feedback as soon as they come in. And last on the list really is the SPO survey, which I'm sure if you've been part of, you've helped us be with that.
I mean, talk to me about why we're doing that survey, right? What are the kind of broader narratives outside of Cardano? Why are we doing that survey? Talk to me about that.
So a key thing we're trying to get into with that is we've just done a survey on green energy. So we're trying to find the broader aspect with our SPOs and just see really how important green energy is, and the idea of being environmentally friendly, and whether their servers are cloud-based or whether they're home run or they have their own standardized servers. And we're hoping to publish some of this data sometime after the summit, which is happening at the end of the month.
We're definitely going to publish some data after the summit. I mean, one of the important things about what Hassan is saying is the best community content is content about the community. And in fact, I mean, I don't know much about art like you, Lena, but doesn't art do something similar where it helps us like look at the world,
Yeah. Just see things in a different light. If you take stuff out and you manage and you make it relatable, then if it's relevant to you, then you can understand it better. And in the same way of art with stats, sometimes stats can be art, not always, but I think it's a really nice way to look at it actually.
So that's why me and Hassan and the team, we've seen these narratives about, how energy efficient is this blockchain or that protocol. What are the infrastructure fees? We even see, we see FUD about other projects too, where things are misrepresented. So it's good to go out and get that data and help the community understand, how cost effective running a state pool is and how green it is. And how, I think we even had some survey questions in there about climate neutrality and how motivated the SPOs are. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, Neve, we'll have a really good report to share after the summit that will give everybody the ability to not just get some data points, but also we've been working with some SPOs who'll have some kind of dynamic portals and charts and ways that you can actually interact with that data. And maybe we can even share the data with you too, if somebody wants to do something else with it, So, that's been a good summary of everything that we're doing. I wanted to also ask all of you, one thing you're looking forward to. We're all going to be at the summit. It's going to be great. It's going to be exciting. We're going to meet some people. But then we're going to get back to work, right? We'll do a round robin. I'm going to put you on the spot, Neve. What are you looking forward to after the summit?
After the summit, Ben, I think it'll be great to have connected with our colleagues and community members there, obviously, and I think afterwards is to kind of build on that. I think we're all missing those physical connections a little bit and meeting and seeing people. So I hope that really kind of brings everyone together a little bit more, and then we can go back to work and build on it and really reach out to each other. And I think something that we all need to kind of improve on a little bit is to signpost around between all our resources and kind of keep people in that loop, keep people in the family, in the Cardano family and community, I think. We have a lot of sites, and I think if we signpost correctly from one to another, I think that's something on the doc side that we're going to work on. So if you're in Essential, you go to Cardano docs, you know where to go next. You come back, you go to Plutus Pioneers or Alonso, etc., and you stay in that circle. And then I think on the education side, I suppose we'll be planning for more in-person events, hopefully in 2022. I think that would be nice to get planning for those.
And Matthew, what have you got planned for Discord? What are you looking forward to after the summit?
I mean, I'm just really looking forward to the next iterations of Plutus Pioneers, as well as Atala
Prism. Yeah.
Really excited for that, and I'm really excited to see different ways that we can help people engage, because we've had sort of the core areas that mostly people have been pioneering themselves, and it's been mostly focused in the very technical stuff. However, we're thinking we'll probably also be trying to build this out further for entrepreneurs and for people to connect with developers also. So it isn't just purely the very, very technical stuff, but also where, other people sort of in the build category can come in and, meet developers and talk to them. And I just see this becoming a really rich place. Sort of in my ideal imagination, the Discord is sort of like an open source version of like a tech campus, where you can like come and have your own rooms, and you can. This is one thing we're doing. If you think that you can have regular activity and you're a Cardano project, you already have a community that's being built up. We have an ability for you to apply for a channel, so that you can actually have a space within our Discord, which is your own little area. We already have this going for Ogmios, which is really amazing. It's been very active. It's an amazing community tool, and I think there's lots of opportunities for basically people to come in there and enrich the community by participating.
Well, they say competitors can't copy communities, right?
I have heard them say that.
So, Hassan, tell me, 6 months from now, what are you hoping we're going to accomplish? What are you looking forward to?
I'm hoping that we can grow the Cardano Stack Exchange in particular, make it shown to a wider community, make more people involved. After the summit, really, I'm hoping that I can get hold of grow the network out within IOG, meet new people, meet new faces, network, and yeah, hopefully we have more exciting analytics going to be shown.
With the analytics and the data, it can be a different way of looking at the world and give people the opportunity to see just how rich and exciting and how fast the ecosystem is growing. I was going to say, but one of the things we want to work on, Hassan, is that idea of humanizing the ecosystem, giving better data, surveys, reports, not just to our leadership, which we will be doing, obviously, but to the community itself, so they can understand things. So yeah, I think that delegation piece with the green energy stuff is a really good example of that. Lena, tell me, what are you looking forward to?
For the last minute, I was trying to decide whether I would go down this route, because Ben is kind of king of analogies and metaphors and sometimes just cheesy sayings. And something he always says is that we don't always have to know what we're going to cook. We just need to get all the ingredients out and have a look and then see what we can make. And over the last couple of months, I feel like that's what we've been doing. We've kind of been like, this is embarrassing, I'm going to go with it. We've been like stocking the fridge, right? And we've got so many of the most gourmet ingredients. And that's come from the community, that's come from our ideas, from these sessions that we've had. We've been brainstorming, we've been thinking about, where we're going to take the community. And so what I'm excited about is getting it all out and having the time to really think about how we're going to achieve this. And I've just got so much feedback and comments from people in the community, in my DMs and on my Discord. And what I want to do is use that time and go through these things and see how we can effectively give the community what they are looking for and what they need from us, and how we can work together to continue building out. And I know I'm going to get slated for that, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a meal with the community.
That's great. I did really want to go over this because I think this is sort of crucial to the framing here. There's Cardano NFTs have been, I think, sort of like a dark horse in the industry. Like, you still have, sometimes well-intentioned people in, say, Ethereum, who are still asking questions like, will Cardano have, NFTs? Because they don't realize. And, the fact is that we're actually in NFT transaction volume, if I have that metric right, in some kind of volume, I think it's transaction volume, Cardano NFTs, CNFTs are actually on par with Ethereum NFTs now. That's how thriving the ecosystem is. It's been 6 months, prior to smart contracts. And so this is just, it's really incredible to see this. This is an amazing part of the build piece. And, we've done, IOG has done features on this. Every week we've picked some amazing, project in the community, really, really amazing, fully on-chain code NFTs, say, like evolving trees,
Bison.
yeah, bison.
Lobsters.
Yep, lobsters. An amazing number of brilliant projects. Recently one that's been smashing is Lena's Clay Nation, which and her team. It's been really amazing to see, and I think this is something that we don't perhaps bring up enough. That having been on sort of the tip of the spear, our community of builders, without a bunch of help and handholding, we gave them the core. At IOG gave them the core capabilities, and then they ran with it and built just amazing original things. And I think this is the same, right now with the release of Alonzo. It's the core capability, but we are also, and the community is also at the tip of the spear. So there's a lot of tooling and infrastructure to be built out yet. And I think that essentially this is where you guys come in, is building out that tooling, building out that, documentation. Obviously, we're doing a lot of that. There are other projects in the ecosystem, Cardano Foundation, DC Spark, Emergo, who are doing this as well. But it's there for the community to do. So, step in and, show us where those gaps are, fill them yourselves. If you've built an amazing tool, if you have a great tutorial that you've made, or great, lecture notes or something on Plutus Pioneers, share those with the community, because they will become, an essential piece of Cardano and the Cardano community going forward.
Yeah, and if a few closing words, if you're thinking about coming to Cardano, we have a community like no other. One of the reasons I'm so proud to work alongside people like Neve and Lena and Matthew and Hassan is because it is about people and the relationships and understanding your needs and what you want to achieve so we can support you. We're not some enterprise team just talking to a passive audience. We really care about helping you, and this ultimately is true of the broader Cardano community, and it's why we're going to smash it. So you're still early. That's the takeaway. You're still early. Get involved. Well done, guys.
Brilliant.
Where's high fives? Doing it with me. Come on, Neve. High five.
We're high-fiving? Okay, we're done.
Cool.